Hey, so it's like 10:30 at night. Lighting is not great. I'm tired and all this stuff, and probably shouldn't be making this video. But I thought I'd do another one of those little chat about what's going on, little deals. And yeah, today's an interesting one. First full day back. I went back to Arizona because I was going through interesting mental deal and just kind of felt like I don't know. I was going on. I had this whole idea. I was gonna do this trip for 4 months, do this whole thing, and I was like, initially going into it, I had all this like desire and passion to do it. Was in LA for a month, did all that stuff, like did a whole bunch of stuff in LA. I mean, you could like look at the videos. Like I really just done a bunch of stuff alone, which is definitely probably led into why I'm back here. But it was no, it was a good experience. Like did a lot of stuff, like really enjoyed that. And what happened was I did the 30 days. I went to like the whole idea was to go to two different concerts. I went to both the concerts, did that, and then I was kind of like done. I kind of just that whole itch or whatever to go and travel and do all that stuff kind of was finished. And I don't think it's necessarily a thing like I don't want to travel, more so that for one, don't want to travel by myself completely alone. Two, don't want to travel completely broke by myself alone. And three, why not go to these places? Why not have these experiences when I'm in a position to do it while I'm doing stuff that I love versus just doing it without having that? Like one of the biggest things I noticed, and maybe this is turning it from a dear diary or whatever, is that it's just not having stuff to really think about doing made it kind of lackluster a lot of times. Like it's like I felt like if I was doing something during the day, like something I was like passionate about, or like hang out with people doing X, Y, and Z and stuff like that, then there would be more time. But when I was just by myself, just filling the days like, oh, we're gonna hike, do this or whatever, it became really repetitive, and it kind of just felt like it was really cool doing that stuff, and I really enjoyed it. But it was like, it kind of felt like there was a large piece of the puzzle that I was missing the entire time. So a lot of times, when I was sitting on the beach, I'd like look at like other like friends hanging out or like couples or families, and I'd be like, yeah. I feel like that's kind of whatever. And it's not even in a sense like I love my family and stuff like that, but it's not like, oh, I want to go on a bunch of family trips and stuff like that. It's just more so like hang out with people my age or like friends or like maybe love, relationship, that kind of stuff started to trigger a lot during that because I was like, I feel like these experiences would be so much cooler if I was doing that with that. So I was like, why the hell should I drive up to like places that are not as like eventful as the place I was already at and try to replicate it? Like the place, like LA, there's a lot of stuff to do, and if I drive up to these places, these other places, there's a lot less stuff to do. So if I'm already feeling this way, thinking this way in LA, then it doesn't make sense to drive all the way up, do like 3,000 miles and all these like super long drives, stuff like that, if it's not really whatever. Like it kind of just didn't, the fire blew out. So now I'm back here, and honestly, for the first time coming back here in the past, like, I don't know, however long I've been going out and doing stuff over the past few years, it's felt like the right thing to go back, like, and be here. I don't know how long. This could change very quickly, but it's the first time I've ever felt like I should, that like I'm not really, don't really feel a pull to go anywhere else. There's certain factors that definitely play into that I just go unspoken, but there are things that are like definitely playing into that I can tell, and I'm sure many other people in my life can tell. But it's one of those things where it's just like, it's kind of cool, obviously, doing all what's going on in my life still. I'm like one of those things where I really have no idea what's going on. I mean, there's a reason I'm talking on camera at 10:30 at night on a Saturday night. But it's interesting that, yeah, for the first time in a very long time, like I feel like I should be here for the near future. I don't know how long that future is or whatever, stuff like that, but it could be a decent bit of time. Like I don't know. It just feels like that, and it's kind of nice to feel that way because I just haven't felt that way in a long, long time. And I think that there's one person in particular that definitely has an effect on that will go unspoken. But it's very interesting, and I think the more I kind of like over the past few days of being here, like I really should spend a day and a half. But what I've noticed is that I don't know, it's like the motivation and stuff like that has kind of stayed the same thing. The motivation stuff like that carried me to want to go and do this stuff. It's kind of still the same thing out here. It's just now I don't really feel like I have to go through hell and stuff like that to just do stuff. Like I just do the same stuff I normally was doing out there just without putting myself in these crazy situations. And it's just been really, really nice and just a massive difference because it was getting a little rough those last few days. Just not fun. So it's good to be back in a spot where you're kind of like chilling and kind of whatever. And obviously, still a lot of stuff like there's so much stuff I got to work on here, but it's really good to like do things and you're like, oh, like I did the right thing. I listened to God, gut, all that stuff, the G's. But yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. I really don't know what to talk about because I'm kind of just doing the same stuff I always do. It's like just whatever. I kind of just been chilling, watching football, doing all that stuff, hanging out with friends and all that stuff, which is great. But I'm sure you guys care, whoever 20 people are watching. But yeah, no, it's interesting, and I don't know. I hope you guys are doing good and all this stuff, and yeah, it's kind of cool because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's no one still here watching this, so it doesn't even matter. But what I've kind of picked up on and what I was talking about earlier is that I feel like I have unfinished business with what I got to do with my own life before traveling to all that stuff makes a lot of sense. Like doing these trips or doing that stuff, if it even would do it in that style. Like I feel like I got to figure some stuff out before doing it because not having stuff to do when you're out and about doing stuff is kind of it's kind of like for me at least like if for how I'm wired it's like it makes it really tough to like feel like you're really doing like I will tell you when I was out in LA it was like obviously I love doing stuff and X, Y, and Z and I really wasn't doing anything tough but it just felt harder than what I'm doing right now even though I'm theoretically in LA theoretically don't have any responsibilities it was a lot harder and I'm like yeah, I don't want it to feel like that when I'm going out and doing stuff like that. Like I want it to feel like a break, but it was more difficult. So I was like, what the heck? And that's why one of the reasons why I want to get like my stuff figured out, mental, career, X, Y, and Z stuff. Because then if I could do that, then it allows me to have the like flexibility to do that kind of stuff and go on these trips and do all this stuff and actually like enjoy it or like have like stuff going on to the point where I don't get into these like boring, like where I just get bored or like ruts or whatever. Like it's a lot easier when you're like doing stuff or hanging out with people or like I can actually afford to get a decent place or get to a place by myself or get a place with a friend or get a place versus being with a bunch of random people and feeling like whatever. Like there's a lot of stuff that I think it would be good if I figure that stuff out before going and trying stuff like that again. So it's a live and learn, but yeah, no, it's a good little experience. So I hope you like this little chat about random stuff that you probably don't care about, but subscribe, like if you want, and let me know if you want me to do any more. So, peace.